My name is Edwin Cavanis, and I own the Kessler Theater in Oak Cliff, Texas. Many people may know the Kessler Theater. They've driven by it hundreds of times, maybe have never been inside of the building. I was much like that myself. Had an opportunity to come inside and look around and just saw what an opportunity it was going to be, and a challenge what it was going to be to restore this old beautiful building. I'm kind of a new urbanist development, kind of coming in and taking adaptive reuse of existing buildings. This building was built in 1941. It's got a really neat little story. It was broke ground in September of 1941, and of course in December of 1941 we were pulled into World War II. And this is one of the last theaters built pre-World War II in the Art Deco style. It went through 3 years of ownership by the original owner, Mr. L.L. Dunbar, and then when Mr. Gene Autry got out of the war in 1945, he came back and purchased the Kessler Theater. So he was one of the original owners of the theater, and he owned it until about 1952. And at the time it was described by Box Office magazine as a swanky suburban theater. I kind of kid people because it didn't have air conditioning. It might have been a misprint. It could have been actually a stanky suburban theater back in the day, but that's probably a different story for a different subject matter altogether. Of course, there's some pictures here. I'll show you of these pictures. I don't know if you can zoom in on this, but this was a picture that was taken that was published in Life magazine in 1957. And a lot of people have heard about the great tornado that came through Oak Cliff and into Dallas. And this is the actual theater right here. And it took a direct hit in 1957 by the tornado. They did think it was worthy of rebuilding at the time, so they rebuilt it, and in 1962 they were rewarded with this picture, which is a 3-alarm fire that totally gutted all the internal. So as you kind of go around and you see some of the things we've done, it was not quite this bad a shape, but not too far off of it when we got it. My understanding is somewhere around 1963 that a local embroidery company bought the building, and they used that for the next 20 or so years, and then it just fell into disrepair and hasn't been used in over 30 years. So that's just a brief history of the theater, where it's come from. More importantly is where we're at today, where the theater's going, and we really view the theater as an opportunity, almost kind of a community center. We're going to have children in here during the week. They've already started classes, and that ranges from dance to voice to guitar to acting lessons. And we've got professional gigging artists that are coming in and teaching these guitar lessons and these dance lessons and these piano lessons. And so that's the real opportunity that's taking place here during the week. It's happening Monday through Wednesday. And then Thursday night's kind of the transition night. There are going to be some teachings that take place. And somewhere around 7 o'clock is when we're going to be turning the room over to the professionals. We're going to be bringing in professional artists, and on Thursday nights we hope to have an In the Round series that can range in a wide genre of different styles of music. And then of course on Friday and Saturday nights the big room opens up, and that's going to be where you're going to get some of your local, your regional, and maybe even some of your national touring acts to come down. And they'll be playing on Friday and Saturday evenings, and then we kind of envision Sunday as a real opportunity to give back and have a lot of community neighborhood events take place here.
Okay, one of the things that's great about this neighborhood is there's a huge bike community. And when I was starting to put the schedule together for the first couple of months of the bands that we were going to have, the artists that we were going to have playing here, I wanted to put together some shows that were bike friendly. So if you rode your bike to the show, you got in free. So basically we put up these bike racks on the side of the wall. You come up here, you just bring your bike, front wheel pokes right in there, they hang right here. We're going to have other bike racks in front of the building. Anyway, let's go on inside. This right here is when the kids first come into the daytime. This is their little check-in space. It's also the kind of the load-in area when the bands, say we got 4 or 5 bands, then we put 3 of the band's gear back here while they're on stage in here. Let's go up the stairs. This is the backstage area over here. This is the green room. It's actually kind of a dark room now, but this is where backstage area basically, where bands hang out before they go on stage. Okay, this is the balcony. This from this stage right here, from this area right here, that's where the stage is, right down there. We have a movable stage. Some nights we're going to actually set it up in the middle of the room and do stuff in the round. Basically, this is the balcony area. This is going to be a really good vantage point, I think. These seats right here were actually in the theater back in the day. They survived the tornado, and a guy who has an American Legion Hall, I believe, or something here in Oak Cliff, had them in his basement for years, and he put them online to sell them, and Edwin ended up hooking up with him, and here you go. I think that these seats right here are probably going to be the best seats in the house. Right there. Can you imagine like sitting here and watching a show right here, not having to like have anybody in front of you or anything like that? It's just, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And we'll actually have standing room up here, obviously, and we're going to hang acoustic drapes here in the back, so when the sound comes this way, it'll die right there in the drape, you know, it won't go back and forth in a slap back echo. This room right here is separate. This is actually open 6 or 7 nights a week. This is going to be part of the neighborhood pub and restaurant thing that we're doing. We have a stage down there. It's a smaller solo artist stage. You can tell it goes all the way up there. Looks really amazing. We'll have like LED lights behind it. We're going to hang art on the walls. And basically, when you come in the front door down there, you know, the first thing you're going to see is an artist playing down there in the corner. It's obviously going to be the bar. That'll be the kitchen back there. When you come in the front doors here, basically the little box office right there, you'll do your things. You come in though, you'll see there'll be a solo artist usually playing right up here. Either a solo acoustic performer, or a comedian, or a spoken word artist, poet, you know, somebody that's kind of on their own playing a solo instrument gig and doing their thing. We'll have the PA hung right here. We'll have lights coming back here. This front space here will probably hold about 75 people. And between this downstairs and the upstairs or whatever, we'll probably be able to hold, I don't know, like 150 people, something like that, in this front space for 7 nights a week. Paul Slavens is going to do a Wednesday night residency every week, starting the last Wednesday in March. That should be really cool. And there's some other people I'm thinking about bringing in for residencies too. And of course, we'll also have DJs and have nights where it's like a theme night where, you know, we may just do something really crazy and weird or whatever, something really weird and artistic.